Hello there. Thanks for joining me on your mat again today. My name is Alex, and today we're going to do a gentle hip opening flow. If you're like me, your hips might be tight a lot of the time, or you tend to store tension and stress in them, or maybe you're just sitting on your desk a lot, or you are very active and we use our hips a lot when we're moving. So this flow is great for you to get a good stretch, to really open up those hip flexors and the piriformis, every part of the hip around here, and to generally get a great stretch and relaxation in. So with that being said, let's start on our mats in child's pose. Opening up our hips wide, untucking our toes, hips to heels, lengthening our arms on our mats. Maybe bringing your forehead to the mat. Sealing our lips and centering ourselves. Remembering that we're taking this time for us. So letting go of anything we were doing before and just putting on hold anything that we might have to do after. Taking a moment to recognize the walls around us, the ceiling above us, and the ground below us. Let's take 3 deep breaths together with our lips sealed. Here we go. Inhale through the nose. Letting it go out the nose. Inhaling. Feeling our lungs all the way. And releasing through the nose. Bringing our lungs back to an empty space. Last one, inhale through the nose. And let it all go through the nose. Very good. Slowly pushing ourselves up to all fours. I'm going to do a short wrist warm up today just to make sure we are ready for our few standing postures. Tucking our toes, sitting our hips back, getting a nice toe and foot stretch, sliding our hands about one hand's length away from our knees, and just rocking on our wrists forward and backward. We don't want to be feeling any pain. So finding that edge where we feel a good stretch. And coming up, rotating our fingers 90 degrees, facing the sides of our mat, and start making some circles. Whatever speed works for you. Definitely not encourage going super fast though. And switching directions. Nice. Coming up, turning our fingertips to our knees, placing our hands on the mat, and gently lifting our wrists up. Nice. Coming up, last one, bringing the tops of our hands onto the mat, fingers facing the knees, and gently lifting those wrists up one more time. Really getting them loose. Nice. Sitting up, sitting on our toes for a minute, shaking out our wrists. Still breathing. And coming on to all fours, let's warm up the spine with some cat-cows. When you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, looking up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, push the ground away, opening up those shoulder blades. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly towards the sky, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's do one more. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Coming to neutral spine, we're going to do a few bird dogs. So finding your balance on your left hand and your right knee. Inhale, lengthen the left leg long behind you, finding your balance. Exhale, lifting the right hand. Let's bring those elbow to knee. Inhale, elbow to knee, rounding the spine. Exhale, extend, reaching forward with your toes and your fingers, reaching back with your toes. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend, reaching. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend. Let's do one more. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, extending long, holding for one breath. And on your exhale, planting the hand and the knee back on the mat. Moving to the other side, let's stabilize ourselves with the right hand, left knee. Inhale, lift the right leg up behind you. Exhale, extend the left hand. Here we go, let's flow. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend those toes and those fingers. Last one, elbow to knee. Exhale, reaching. One full breath here. And on your exhale, planting the hands and the knee. All right, let's warm up the hips a little bit. So when you're ready, keeping your hands planted into your mat, stabilize yourself on the right knee and gently lift that left knee up, keeping your leg at 90 degrees. Bring that leg up behind you, out to the side, fire hydrant, and back down, but hovering on the mat. So we're going to use those three movements and flow through them. So instead of stopping, just begin making those circles. Very good. Maybe you're getting a few pops, that's okay. And switch directions. So down to the side and behind you. Very good. And when you bring your knee to hover, extend that left leg out to the side, placing your foot on the ground, maybe tucking your right toes and sitting your hips back to your heels. You might feel a nice inner thigh stretch here. Maybe bringing your forearms down to the mat and taking 2 more breaths. Releasing the knee if you're tightening it up. Last breath. And coming back up, do the hip cars on the other side, the controlled articular rotations. All right, with your right knee, gently lift it up just a little off the mat, hovering. 90 degrees, bringing that knee back. Fire hydrant to the side and hover. Let's make those circles. Very good. Maybe your right hip feels a little bit different than your left. Taking notice of any sensations your body's sending to you, switching direction. So out to the side, behind you, and hover. Very good. Let's take that hip flexor or inner thigh stretch on the other side, extending that right leg out to the side, tucking those left toes, right foot on the ground and pushing back. Again, if you can, maybe coming to your forearms. Still breathing, releasing that right knee if it's locked. And coming back up, nice. Planting your hands firmly in the mat, tucking our toes and lifting our hips up behind us for our first down dog of the day. Pedaling out those feet. Still breathing, not holding our breath. Sometimes I like to bend my knees to help push my hips back. Nice, taking one breath in our down dog in a still posture. On your next inhale, slowly walk your feet up towards your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slightly bend the knees. Grab opposite elbows and ragdoll pose on your exhale. Swinging side to side gently, letting that head hang long. Releasing any tension from the neck. Taking one more breath. Inhale, release, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll up all the way to the top. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, lifting the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back for a twist. One breath here. Looking back towards our left fingertips. And scooping that left hand up all the way to the top. Inhale. Exhale, twisting to the other side. Right arm behind us, left arm in front of us. Looking towards our right fingertips. One breath. And scoop that right hand down. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, shift forward, lower all the way down to your mat, chaturanga. This time, we're just going to take a small back opener. When you're ready, inhale, baby cobra. So just using your chest, don't push with your hands. Lifting that chest up. Exhale, lower down. Let's do one more. Inhale, gently lifting the chest up. Exhale, lowering down. This time, planting your hands in the mat. Inhale, pushing that chest up for full cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips back, down dog. Very good. Finding your down dog, maybe taking a few more petals, just finding what works for you. One more breath. And let's flow. Planting that left foot into the mat firmly. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, step it to the outside of your right hand for lizard lunge. Maybe you like holding your lizard here, or you can take a gentle lizard by bringing your left knee down to the mat, untucking your toes, and coming down. My hips are a little tight this morning, so I can't really move too far in this position, but what I do like to do is work here by coming to the outside edge of my right foot. Sometimes it allows me to get a little bit lower, opening up that hip. If you are someone with great hip flexibility and you can go down this way, awesome, go for it. Finding what works for you. I also like to move in and out of it Keeping my pose a little dynamic with my breath, of course. Very good. Lifting that right hand, heel toe that right foot into the center of your mat, framing your foot. Inhale, lifting the torso up. Exhale, maybe your hands come up too for low lunge, pressing those hips forward. Maybe you're like me and you like to put your hands on your hips and move in and out through the posture. One more breath. Great. Coming back up for neutral low lunge and slowly lowering our hands as we straighten our right leg for half splits. Making any adjustments that we need, maybe moving your heel forward slightly. Those toes should be lifted and hinging at the hips. Feeling a stretch in your calf and your hamstring. Let's bring our toes up and down, just for a little nerve flossing. And then move those toes side to side. Just a little extra activation. Very good. Rebending that right knee, planting those right toes down, framing the foot, and slowly bringing that left knee to the outside of the right ankle. Maybe moving that foot out just a little bit and sitting on your bum. You're ready for a seated twist. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, twisting to the right, maybe hugging your right knee or using that left elbow to push yourself into the twist. Right hand behind you. And sitting up tall. Inhale. And exhale. Take 2 more breaths. Releasing our twist. Swinging that right leg behind us. Planting our hands. Stepping back. Plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, hips coming back, downward facing dog. Very good. Taking 2 breaths and taking the time to notice how your right side feels now, especially comparing it to our left. Let's even out the side. So planting that right foot in the mat. Inhale, lift that left leg up behind you. Exhale, step to the outside of your left hand for lizard lunge. Maybe lowering that right knee down and untucking the toe and working in that lizard. If you like to hold, that's fine. Whatever's good for you. We are all different, and our bodies are structured differently, even though we're taught they're all the same. I'm sure you've learned by now that just a couple places in your body that can't do what other people can do, and that's all right. We all have our own strengths and things we need to work on. Taking 1 more breath in lizard. And coming back up gently if you're folded over. And heel toeing that left foot into the center of your mat. Inhale, raising the chest up. Exhale, low lunge, pushing those hips forward. Breathing, maybe looking up. Maybe bringing those hands to your hips and moving in and out of the posture. If you do like a little extra stretch, bring your hands up when you come forward. And reaching behind you is really going to open up that hip flexor and lengthening that muscle. Last breath. Wherever you are, coming into neutral. Bringing your hands down to the mat as you straighten that left knee, bring those left toes up, maybe shifting your heel forward and hinging at the hips for half splits. And bending those toes forward and backward just a little bit or a few times. And side to side. Very good. Rebending that left knee. Bring those left toes down, planting the hands, framing the foot, and gently bringing that right knee to the outside of the left foot and sitting on your booty for a twist in this direction. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, twisting to the left, hooking that right elbow on the left knee, left hand behind you, and looking over your left shoulder. Breathing as you sit up tall. I always like to imagine someone pulling a string from the top of my head. It helps keep me with a straight back and feel aligned. Let's take one more breath. Releasing from our twist, swinging that left leg behind us, planting the hands and stepping back into plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very good. Let's take 3 breaths here, noticing any sensations in our body, making any adjustments to help us keep our hips back. We don't want to be collapsing into our wrists, so trying to find that balance between your legs and your arms. Last breath here. Great. Planting that left foot onto the mat. Inhale, right leg up behind you. Exhale, step it in between your hands. Runner's lunge. Staying on those left toes. Inhale, lift the torso up. Hands come high. Exhaling into crescent. Maybe you find a slight bend in your left knee to help open up that hip flexor. Your right knee should be over your right ankle, and you should be able to see your right big toe and your knees blocking all the other ones. And lastly, bringing our shoulders away from our ears. We want to be hunched up like this. Be nice and long. Take one more breath. Very good. On your next inhale, twirling that left heel down. Exhale, opening up into warrior 2. Checking to make sure our back foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat. Shoulders over our hips. And gazing at our right fingertips. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Very good. Straightening that right leg, shifting your hips back and reaching down towards your right ankle, a block, or the floor for triangle. Using that left arm to really open up to the side, to the sky. You're opening yourself up to the side, but you're reaching your fingers to the sky. Very good. Breathing into this stretch. If you're feeling a little tight, you can always bend that right knee a little bit. You're going to bring that left foot in a little closer. Whichever feels good for you, making any adjustments that feel good. Take one more breath. Great. Rebending that right knee, framing that right foot as you come up on your left toes. Step back, plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing the hips back. Downward facing dog. Very good, guys. We've just got one more side left, and it's the left. Taking one last breath in our down dog. Here we go, planting that right foot in the mat. Inhale, left leg up behind you. Exhale, step it between the hands, runner's lunge. Staying on your right toes. Inhale, lifting the torso, arms come high. Exhale, settling into our crescent again. Maybe you're finding a little bend in that right leg so you can push your hips forward. Looking for that left big toe to the inside of the left knee. And relaxing our shoulders. Very good. Take one more breath. On your next inhale, spin that right heel down. Exhale, opening up, warrior two. Making sure we've got all the right points. Meaning that right foot is parallel, shoulders over hips. Gazing towards those left fingertips. Taking one more breath. Inhale, straighten that left leg, shift the hips back. Exhale, reaching down for triangle on the left side. Again, maybe you're reaching for your ankle, a block, the floor, using that right hand to open up to the right side as you reach for the sky. Breathing in here. One more breath. Very good. Bending that left leg, bringing both hands down and framing the foot. Stepping back into plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale. This time we're just going to lower down to our knees, opening our knees up wide for child's pose and resting in child's pose for 5 breaths. Sometimes this pose is just one I come to whenever I'm needing some hip opening. It's very gentle for me, especially if you don't have bad knees. If you have bad knees, you definitely have to be a little more sensitive to this position. But it really helps me relax, and the longer I stay in my child's pose, the more I feel my hips opening. Take 3 more breaths. Very good. Slowly pushing yourself up, crossing your ankles, and sitting on your bum. We're going to take our legs wide. For a wide leg forward fold. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, folding forward. Maybe you need to move the fleshy parts of your booty or your legs just to help you get down a little bit more. Releasing any locked knees. Inhale, exhale. Try to see if you can go a little bit lower. Taking one more breath. And slowly pushing yourself up. We're going to bring our right leg long on our mat and our left foot to the inside of our right leg. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, folding forward. Maybe grabbing your ankles, your toes, if you're wearing socks, pulling your socks, just helping yourself fold forward. One more breath. And slowly coming up, let's switch legs. Right foot to the inside of the left thigh, left leg long. Inhale up, exhale forward fold. Again, working with your breath, maybe inhale, lengthen, exhale, lower just a little bit more. One more breath. And slowly coming up. Let's bring the soles of the feet together for butterfly pose. Inhale up. Exhale, folding forward, or maybe using your knees, elbows to open up those knees a little bit. Try to keep a flat back. You can see my hips are what I need to work on. They're not my strength. They're where I need to work. I'm not one of those flexy people that can bend all the way down and relax on their stomach, but it sure does feel good to open up these hips. Take one more breath. Very good. Coming up. Now we're going to bring our right leg forward, and we're going to have our right shin be parallel with the top edge of our mat, and swinging our left shin so that it's parallel with the side edge of our mat. And this is called 90-90. So you're making a 90-degree here and a 90-degree here as best we can. This is going to help open up your hips on both ends. So inhale, we're just going to sit up tall, and exhale as we sit up tall. You might be feeling it in your left hip now. I like to tent my fingers and help push my torso up straight and tall. Taking one more breath here. And on your next inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower down over that right shin. Not your left shin, your right shin. Maybe you like to be a little more over the shin. Maybe you like to come out and be a little more over the knee. Whatever works for you, whatever feels good, and where it feels like you're getting the best stretch, the place you need it. Last breath. And pushing yourself up, bringing your hands behind you like you're about to lean back. You're really just going to windshield wiper those knees. Sometimes I get some cracks in my hips, but now we're moving to our left side. Look at that, easy transition. So this time, make sure your left shin is parallel with your new top edge of your mat. Your right shin is parallel with the side edge. Tenting your fingers, inhale, sitting up tall, exhale in this lengthened torso. Feeling maybe a little bit of a stretch in your right hip. One more breath. On your next inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, leaning over that left shin or left knee. Again, finding what works for you. Sometimes I like doing this 90-90 a little more than I like pigeon, just because I feel like I get an gentle opening on both sides. Make sure your toes are flexing towards your knee, protecting your knee. Take one more breath. And slowly pushing yourself up, hands behind you. Windshield wiper again. Opening up those hips. And then finding your way gently onto your back. Very good. This time we are going to keep our left leg bent. Bring our right ankle over our left knee, hands to the ground. We're going to push our hips up for 5 seconds, and that's going to help open up our right piriformis. Here we go. When you're ready, push that hip up. Those toes, right toes should be flexing towards the right knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower down and bring that left knee towards your chest, maybe reaching for it with grabbing the backs of your left thigh with your hands and pulling in, pressing that right knee open with your right elbow as you flex your right toes towards your knee. One more breath. And then keeping this position, release your hands. Just twisting your hips to the left, but keeping your legs at these angles. Using your left hand to grab your right ankle as you open up that right arm to a T, looking towards your right fingertips for a supine twist. And if you want to hold any of these postures longer than I am, you can pause the video, or take some of these poses and just do them on your own. You don't need to be in this sequence all the time. And coming back up. Very good. Lengthening both legs, or bending both legs and windshield wipering your knees. Releasing that lower back a little bit. And then keeping that right knee bent. Bring that left ankle on top of the knee, flexing those toes towards the knee, hands to the side, lifting those hips up. Here we go, and up for 5. You're going to want to push your knee down a little bit too. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering down. Very good. Keeping your legs where they are. Bring that right knee up towards your chest, reaching behind the thigh with your hands and using that left elbow to open up the left knee. Flexing those toes towards the knee. One more breath. And again, keeping this knee posture action. Just twist the hips over to the right, left arm long, grabbing that left ankle with your right hand gently and looking towards your left fingertips for supine on this side. One more breath. And coming back to center, knees bent. Doing them from side to side, and then bending your knees up, using your peace fingers to grab your big toes. You can either stay in dead bug here or rock side to side for happy baby. Releasing your grip, laying your legs long on your mat, and coming into your final resting pose, Shavasana, making any adjustments so that you're comfortable, hands by your side, closing your eyes, and focusing on your breath. Inhales to fill up your lungs. And your exhales, all your air moves out. Very good. Wiggling your fingers and toes, waking the body back up. Lifting your arms above your head for a full body stretch. Pointing your toes and reaching. And keeping your eyes closed, roll to either side of your mat. Fetal position for just a few more moments of peace before we move into our days. Gently pushing yourself up to an easy seated position, fluttering your eyes open and bringing your hands to your heart. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. May you have a wonderful day, and I hope your hips feel nice and opened and stretched, and you have a little more peace within your day. Namaste.